Hello, today is Friday, April 2nd, 2021. And let me get the game dev stuff turned on, okay, and get rid of that. Today we're going to be working on some acid droids stuff. Yes, we called it acid droids, that's right. Also, my sound feels weird because I have headphones on, and I don't normally have headphones on when I do this. Hey, Percentage Guy, how's it going? So I saw the music that you sent on Discord. I think that might actually fit. I think you're right. I think that's a good fit for it. But we'll have to mess with that a bit later. Still trying to fix the camera. I think that's fine now. Trying to get this camera to cooperate is very annoying. Can I flatten it like that? Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, I'll have to deal with that until it gets annoying. But yeah, so brief housekeeping before I actually get started with this. What is it? Oh geez, I had it in my head, now I don't. There will not be a second stream today, that's what it is. I have some stuff I need to do later. On Monday, we will not be working on acid droids on Monday for the early stream, for the 11 a.m. stream. What I'm going to do instead on Monday is I'm going to show off how to write code in Java without any semicolons, because I think that that's going to be fun, but I can't find the time to record the video. So I'm just going to do it as a Twitch stream, and I think that'll be fun. So yeah, be sure to tune in for that, because that's going to be really, really cool. Also, if you're watching the VOD, be sure to tune in for that, because you're going to want to see that. Also, follow and stuff, so you'll get notified of that stream. But, alright, let's actually continue with this. So with the acid droid stuff, the first thing we need to do is we need to get the menu fixed up, and then after that we will be able to add the music and stuff. So, what if the music has a low pass filter, and that filter goes away the more you speed up, slower you go? Yeah, I really like that idea. Basically changing the music based on the speed of your ship or something, or maybe we could control the tempo or something based on how many asteroids you've destroyed in the past couple seconds. I think that'd be kind of interesting. And yeah, my camera is apparently just not going to cooperate today. Actually, wait, no. Oh, alright, it's because I have... Okay, never mind, I know the problem. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. Yeah, I really like the idea of changing the music based on something like your player's speed. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, so the first thing that we need to do, by the way, you know why the camera can't see sprites. So I think the default camera has they just don't appear in game, but in the editor they do. So check the Z level of your camera, because I think it needs to be behind the actual sprites, like it needs to be at -10, and I think the sprites themselves are on Z level 0. I think that might be part of your issue. Okay, so the first thing that we need to fix, we can see our lives and our score. Those appear, but they're too tiny for various reasons. We can fix that later. So one of the things that we were messing with is the on hover sort of thing. So what I want is whenever you hover over a button, I want it to start flashing kind of like acid is. And whenever you unhover it, I want it to actually turn back to white. You can see that we have the game running in the background. That's kind of annoying me, so I'm just going to turn that off. Well, actually, that won't work. Never mind. Camera's at -42. Huh. Do you have... this is a couple things. Well, where are the sprites? Are the sprites at 0, or are they somewhere else? So one of the things that we can do, I'm trying to think. So we can turn off the HUD for now, because we're not going to use it. And for the actual menu, the way that these buttons work is that they have a pointer event component, which it doesn't do that anymore. I think it's just... I think these come from the on mouse over, but I might be wrong. Sprites are at C0. So it's possible, I think it's possible that very large sprites might have issues in Unity, because I think Unity might do some stuff. I mean, we can test that theory really quickly, actually. I think that very large sprites may not be visible, though, because if they're if they're sufficiently off camera, I think Unity will try to get rid of them, but I might be wrong on that, so let me double check. I think if we just like grab a square and then we make it like massive, and then we put it like right at the bottom edge, does it actually appear? Yeah, it appears to. Okay, so that's nonsense. I don't know what it is then. I can't imagine what you could have done that would have caused sprites to not appear. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I really can't think of anything. Like, I've seen that happen before, but I don't know what would produce it. So, okay. We got rid of the debug log stuff. What we need to do is, whenever we exit, we want the actual color. Or no, it's the label. I think in the TextMesh Pro GUI, we want the... Is it possible to set the color gradient? Tell me if color is in here somewhere, because I can't see it. Is it really the case that there is no color attribute in here? Sprites are also visible in the cam through the editor. I'll ask in the Unity Discord. Okay. Where is the color? Is it color gradient preset? Is that what it is? It's not vertex. Is it vertex color? Is that what we're changing? I always forget. Are we changing vertex color? I think so, right? Yes. So, is that really not present in here as a function? ABC is visible. Font asset, font material, font shader material. Material. Looking for. Apparently Unity. Yeah, you can add a. I think there's a package for machine learning, right? This section, yeah. Well, I mean, you can add machine learning to Unity. Like, even if Unity didn't support it normally, you just import a machine learning algorithm and it would work. But I think Unity does have its own like service for it. Yeah. Alright, it looks like there's no way to change the actual color in here. I mean, I think we could set the color gradient preset, but that wouldn't work. Now I want to make a game that creates itself. Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? Let's undo that. Alright, what we'll do... This is cheating, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, this is cheating, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think you can say on disable. Disable. Oh, this is so terrible. I hate myself for doing this. Basically, on disable, we're just going to cause the color copy text component to just turn something to white. So now when it gets disabled, it'll just turn it white again. I think that'll happen. Yeah, there we go. I like that. So the thing that you're hovering over now changes color, and it flashes the same as like the acid droid's color. I love that. Now let's add start, and let's just do the same thing to start. All right, and so this will be game object, this will be the copy color enabled, and then copy color enabled. Just enable it here. But yeah, this should work. All right, oh my God. Camera, it's not cooperating. There we go. That's probably fine. All right. Yeah, we'll have to do machine learning someday. That'll be really fun to mess with. All right. What did you do? I know you figured out the problem. So what did you figure out was the issue? Oh, that is so cool. I love that. It's my favorite thing ever. I mean, we might be able to just keep the asteroids moving around in the background. That might be a thing to actually do. Cam movement, I'm using a vector 2 and not a vector 3. Oh, so the okay, so it forces your camera to 0. That's the issue. Also, you can, I don't know if you know, but you can add vector 3s to each other. So in terms of like camera movement, you could do, what is it? Is it player controller? You can do something like, well, this is a bad example, but you can create the input vertical. Well, actually we don't do it here, but you can add them to each other. You can add vector 3s. So let's see here. So what we want to do whenever we open the, this will be the menu, this will be, let's create an empty. Oops, this is the menu, that's the main menu, so let's create an empty parent, put you at 0, 0, or put your height and width at 0. Put all of these in here. This will be the main, so menu.main. And we'll have a vertical layout group. This will be the upper center. By the way, can you explain the protected keyword? Again, I forgot what it does. So the protected keyword, thank you. That's fine. So protected basically just means that, so let's say, trying to find a good example of something that references something else. So right, so let's say the asteroid component. So see how it has the protected rigid body? It basically means that from player component, if I were to say var asteroid is equal to, let's say, other.getAsteroid component. So you can see this is of type asteroid component. We cannot say asteroid.rigidbody. It doesn't let us do that. But if we go into here and we make this, let's say, public, now we can. And so what protected does is it makes it so that you can't reference that field from another script. But if we were to say, if we have like say teleport@edge component, if we were to say protected and I or something, or let's say I, since asteroid inherits from teleport@edge component, we can say I as the integer. So we can say I.toString or something. And so that's because in teleport@edge component we have I as protected, but if it were, let's say, private, then if we go back into asteroid, it'll tell us that it's not available. So see, we can't do I.toString, it doesn't let us. And that's because it'll tell us, its protection level is too high. So protected is somewhere between public and private, is basically how to explain it. And so if you're doing a project by yourself, the public keyword will probably be fine for everything. Protected, it's basically just for proper programming practice. So yeah, that's what it's for. I hope that's a good explanation. Protected equal local to the script, private equal local to the class/function. Sort of. So with protected, if you have a subclass, you can access protected stuff, whereas with private you can't. But private, yeah, you can only access in that class. I don't think you can put access modifiers on things in a function. I might be wrong though. No, they would have to be private by default. Because you can declare methods inside of functions. I don't know if you knew that. But you can say void do something with, let's say, int I. this is allowed, but I don't think this can be public. Oh, okay, no. Yeah, you can't put access modifiers on that. I was like, wait a minute, that can't be a thing. But yeah, on hit, you can't reference it, so. But yeah. Yeah, I think you got it. So like protected is basically halfway between public and private for the most part. But yeah, I hope that explains it. If you still have questions, feel free to ask. Oh, whoops. I thought because on Lua you have local variables in a function that are exclusive to that function. So I think that's a Lua thing. Like in C#, like all variables are exclusive to the function. So like, var a is equal to, var s is equal to whatever. Like I can't reference s up here. It's not allowed. You can't do something like s.toString. It just doesn't let you do it because it's local to this function. I guess it's already local to the function if you declare it. But in Lua, I think that has to do with like namespaces and stuff like that. But yeah, it's sort of like a Python-like thing, yeah. Lua doesn't have a global or public keyword. It only has local, so if you have no local, it's just global. Yeah, in C#, there's not really any such thing as a global variable. You can't just have, at least not as far as I know, you can't just have a variable floating out here. Yeah, you can't do anything like that. Even in namespaces, you still can't. So if we were to say, red plus blue.game or .game or whatever, I don't think we can do like public constant int I is equal to 1 or something. Can't do anything like that. You can get close to it though. I think you can say, actually wait, could you say like number is equal to 1? That's not valid, right? No, that's an identifier. Okay. You could mimic global variables somehow, but yeah, it doesn't really have any such thing. Oh yeah, we have teleport at edge here. All right. What we want to do is when we click start or really anything, any of the values here, what we want to do is we want to just turn this off so that we can go to a different menu. But yeah, I'm glad the camera works. That's good. Couldn't you technically make a 4D game in Unity if you do some weird stuff with clipping planes? Yeah, you can. There is, what is it? There's the VR 4D playground. VR 4D toys. 4D. There was a game, yeah, 4D toys. Check out this game. This is how you would do a 4D game. And this is basically how they do it. Make a 4D game in Unity, I dare you. Let me finish. We'll try that at some point. So I'll have to add that to the long list of challenges you proposed. But yeah, we'll do that at some point. But I do want to finish something. Whenever we finish Acid Droids and we get everything up and running, we'll decide on sort of the next challenge. But yeah, let me just start a document for this. Okay, so let's see. What was there? There was the 4D game. I think there was Snake. There was something else. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we'll do that at some point. So what I want to do is we want basically various screens for all these things. You can make some trippy stuff, 2D perspective and 3D objects and clipping planes. Yeah, you definitely can. So I've seen games where you use like the tile map and stuff, and it looks really weird. Yeah, I'm gonna call this Acid Truth. Okay, so interesting how that asteroid's tilted. Yeah, so what we want to do is for, let's say, start what we'll do is we'll just have the start level code trigger. I think in Game Manager we automatically trigger the start level on awake. No, it's on start. That's what we do. Time to limit how far the camp can move. Yeah. So what we'll do is start level. We'll have a public void. So we'll have a public. Make this public. This will be restart game. So this will be reset score. Can you add some comments and make it open source? So I can make it open source, that's for sure. As far as comments go, I could do that. Yeah, I have a couple things I want to do with it. So yeah, I'll add some comments to it, and then I will make it open source, and then I will upload a WebGL build. I really want to get to the point where I can actually upload a WebGL build of it, because I think that'll be fun. Just so that everyone can see it and play it. What did I use the seed for? Oh, right, for the Perlin noise, that's what it was. But okay, we need to actually get like a UI manager thing. Okay, so we'll have a public void on click start, a public void on click score, then a public void on click settings, and finally a public void on click exit. Alright, so what we'll do in exit is do application.quit. Then when we do start, we'll do game manager component.instance.start or .restart game. I think that'll be fine. And with click start, is there a good way to make a tiled background without 10 trillion sprites? Yes. So in Unity, you can create. Yes. So in Unity, what you can do, or one trick that you can use is. I'm trying to think of how to demonstrate it really quickly. It's something that I do in. Actually, do I still have it? Let me see if I still have it up. I don't. It's unfortunate. Hold on. Let me get it and I'll show you how to do it. Basically what you do is you create a material from a sprite and then you put like a quad in the background and you adjust the material on the sprite. So I'm looking for, what is it? That. All right, let me extract that. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. I said that's fine. Oh my God, Windows. All right. So in this we'll do on-click start game, and then we will do. We don't want to set ourselves inactive. Let's have a protected game object. This will be the main menu. This will be the menu. And then we'll say serialized field. Say menu. Yeah, whenever this is done extracting, let me open this and move this actually. Smart to modify. Is it smart to modify the size float on the cam for zooming? So I think if you're using an orthographic camera, I think that's how you do it. Yeah, I think that's how you do it. It's oh God, where is it? You're thinking for yeah. This is how you do zooming. Well, that's how I do zooming. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better way. Of course, you can't see it now because of that, but if we do, then you can see that it's starting to zoom the game a little bit. Yeah, hang on. When this is done extracting, I can show you how all this works, or how to actually not make a billion sprites for the background. So yeah, for the UI manager, we'll have this be the menu. Then we will say menu.setActive false. So this will be on restart. do that. Well, no, actually, I think the player spawns, and then there's a delay, right? So not here, in here, and set this to be the menu. So this is what will disappear. And then in start, in onClick, start game manager, game object.set active. Oh, right, okay. In start, we want this to call the UI manager, onClick start. So I think this will work. That thing is still extracting. Ooh, okay. Something broke. All right. Player controller component. So put the player active. We do not need to show. Don't need to show the ship. And actually, we probably want the player to start off as dead. Yeah, we probably want the player to start off as dead. But I think that the player, their controller component, make this a serialized field. And yeah, all right. And so the reason for having the player dead at the beginning is just so that they can't be moved around. But whenever we reset the game, it should make the player not dead. So if we start, player becomes not dead. There we go. But what we don't do is we don't show the UI. Okay. So we need to fix that. In, where is it? UI Manager. We can say that we need a reference to the HUD. _HUD. So say that the HUD dot set active true, right? Still extracting. All right. So now what will happen is the HUD will become active, and then we can rescale the HUD to make it actually look right. HUD has not been assigned. That's fair. So we will normal. And we will assign the HUD in here. All right, and what that should result in is that we click start. Now the HUD shows up, but it's super duper tiny. And we have the asteroids appear, but I think the HUD still works technically. Yeah, okay, good. So now let's resize the HUD to actually make it make sense. Let's figure out why it's broken in the first place, actually. What's the issue here? You're just ultra tiny. So this, I think we can just resize you to like 60 or something. Yeah, that's probably fine. Make this bold. Yeah, that's probably better, actually. Let's say 50. And the lives itself. So if I remember right, these are like super tiny. Yeah, so the major issue is that they're just super tiny. So if we say 170 by like 250, they're probably fine. Yeah, a little large. I forgot, can you do this in Unity? Yeah, you can. You can enter math into here and it'll do it for you. That's cool. All right, let's make them, yeah, approximately that size. And then let's have them be like right there. And we'll set the template like that. All right. And of course the HUD starts as active, which we don't want. Start inactive, and then we want the actual menu to start active. All right. So this is Acid Droid. So if we click start, then the player appears. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Hey W, how's it going? We're just working a little bit more on Acid Droids. Actually got the got everything running here. Actually have the main menu working. Thank you for helping me figure that out. This is kind of the effect that I was going for. I kind of really like it how it matches the effect. That's good. So I don't know if you heard earlier, but on Monday I'm going to be doing a stream where I show how to write some Java code, but we're not going to use any semicolons. It's going to be really fun. It's actually a trick that I think you can do in C# as well. And if you can, I actually want to try to develop like a whole game in Unity with no semicolons. Of course, we're going to let ourselves import Unity engine. That'll be like the only one we're allowed to use, but anything else we can't import. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But on Monday we're going to show, yeah, it really is. It's really funny. You know, it has no practical purpose, but especially if you're using a language like as feature barren as Java, being able to just remove half the features, I think is really funny to just show that it still works. But yeah, I'm going to show how to do that on Monday during the 11 a.m. stream. And of course, the Unity stuff as well, if we have time for it. But yeah, it's really cool to watch. I don't know, it's a really cool puzzle to figure out. Like I saw a YouTube video. The title of it was, you know, like printing hello world with no semicolons, and I'm like, how do you actually do that? And so, you know, after about 30 minutes of trying, I figured it out for myself, and yeah, so impressed with myself that I'm gonna show everyone else how to do it. Okay, so just finished exporting, but I do need to upload. I do need to move it so that it's not on my SSD. Where is it? It might have been faster just to load up a new. Might have been faster just to load up a new Unity project, honestly. But we are here now. Okay, so if I put this in here, then let's move this. Okay, so that's moving pretty fast. We'll open it in just a second. The percentage guy had asked how to do. Hey Zaysha, how's it going? It's good to see you. We got the acid droid stuff working. Or we got more stuff working. Thanks to W helping us with the UI. So this is the effect that I kind of wanted, where, you know, you hover over something and it matches the color change of the actual acid word there. And so yeah, click start, everything loads up, everything's good. So happy. Yeah. But percentage guy asked, and I will look very I don't know what that word actually means. I hope that's a good word. Let me go check out what that means. Reddish brown color. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Reddish, named after rich brown pigment derived from an ink sac common to the cuttlefish. Oh, that's cool. It's named after a cuttlefish. It's a color. Ah. Yeah, so I assume that's like sort of the color of my shirt. I don't know, I'm colorblind, so I don't know much about colors. But yeah, I try to get the camera working, but it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't cooperate. But anyway, thank you. Alright, so I just moved this. Okay, percentage guy, tell me if you're still in chat. Tell me if you're still watching. Because if you're not, I'm not going to do this. Okay, we need to hook up the rest of the buttons as well. Yeah, I always wondered how to describe sort of the color of this shirt, but I never knew. So let's see. UI managers, this is on-click score. Just have to finish an if statement. Okay. That's fine. By the time, so this is score, and then I'll hook up the buttons and then I'll do the thing. So let's say on-click settings and then exit, on-click exit. I don't know if there's a better way to hook up these buttons, but this is the way that I always do it, so I think it's fine. So on-click exit, okay. Alright, so let me just load this up really quick and show you how to do this. Why does it not show? Refresh. It doesn't show. Why does it not show? Let's open that. There we go. Very early cameras produced that tone, so you find it as a filter. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I like the color. I just never known the actual word for it. That's cool. So you do So I assume, Zaisha, you do some video editing stuff. So let me mute audio. And yes, this is the game that I made for the Games Plus Jam. But anyway, if we start, what you see is you see this scrolling background. This is how you do it. So this isn't just a bunch of sprites. Hang on, let me actually get through all this nonsense, and then we can look at it. So this isn't actually just a bunch of sprites. I'll show you what it does. I do a lot with computers in general. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I really do with computers is make games, and I used to do some software development. But yeah, so percentage guy, this is what it actually does. So if you look at it, it's just a single quad, but the quad actually displaces the material. So you see it follows the player, but the actual material moves. And so this is how you do like an infinitely scrolling sort of plane without having a bunch of copies. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the dialog system I kind of like too. It's kind of neat. There might actually be some video of me writing it. I think a lot of it's done through the animator. Yeah, so basically what you do is you have like this scrolling background kind of component. Let me just edit this. Computer's about to die. Oh yeah, Ren and Pi, yeah. So yeah, this is all it is with the scrolling background. Is what you do is you just compute an offset, and the offset's equal to the transform.position times some scaling factor. I can't remember what this is for, but it's for something. And then times whatever your scrolling speed is. And then you repeat based on the size. Do you know RenPy? I remember the word, but oh, RenPy, right, that's a game engine. That's what it is. That's why I know it. Sorry, I had to dig that up from 2019. I met someone who, for the Global Game Jam, I met someone who was using it, and we talked a little bit. That's how I know it. Yeah, RenPy. Yeah, I remember RenPy. It's like a Python, yeah, visual novel engine. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, this is basically all you have to do. You just compute some kind of offset, and then you say math.repeat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that might be where I got the inspiration then. But yeah, this is how you do what you were trying to do. So you compute a vector 2, that's the offset for the material. So you use the mesh renderer.material.set texture offset. It's usually called base map, because I make mods for DDLC. I'm not sure what DDLC is, but I'd like to know. Yeah, this is how you do it. You compute the offset. It usually uses mathf.repeat, and you use the transform's position. And that way you can move the quad in 3D space, and it will have the correct offset. And then you have some way of computing the offset, and then you have the repeat. I don't remember what the repeat actually is. I think it might be the texture size. Nope, it's definitely not. I don't remember what it is then. Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay. I've never played that, but I've seen it. Okay, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, what you need to do is you need to create a material, and then you need to set the texture offset. And so you can see if I scroll this, it'll cause weirdness to happen. But yeah, that's what you do, is you just set the texture offset, and then you have that follow behind the camera, and it looks like you have an infinitely scrolling sort of field. And so yeah, you can just sort of use that. Yeah, that's what I do to make like an infinitely scrolling plane. So the dialog system itself, let me see if I can dig up the code for that. What would that even be? It's in assets. Oh yeah, I was using JSON.net for that. So there's the dialog. So what it does is I have it grabbing JSON, and I think the way that it does it, yeah, okay, it uses some coroutines. It just basically decodes this JSON dialog object. I'm gonna stick with dark blue. Stick with dark blue. Ah, okay. I mean, it's not super complicated. Like, I can send you the scrolling code. It's not hard. Yeah, I mean, all it really does, it doesn't really do that much. I mean, I don't know, if you want this controller, I can send it to you. You probably will have to, well, okay. You'll probably have to cut a lot of stuff out to make it work, but it should still work. But yeah. I mean, it basically works just by decoding JSON. Yeah. I think there was some other stuff. I think all of the cutscenes were done with the animator though. That was a mistake. So like this part, so like it triggers the animator, and this will trigger like the dialog system, but this is all done with the animator. And it's, oh my god, it was so bad. It's a lot of just like event triggers and stuff. But yeah. Simpler times. Anyway, let's actually try to get some of this done so that I can make this public. So this has exit. Okay. Did I unload that second version of Unity? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. So click start. Okay, good. Everything's perfect. We probably need a spawn animation for the player, but everything else is fine. When the game ends, or that dies. Okay. Yeah. When the game ends, what we probably need to do is we probably need to have like a game over kind of screen. So we die. We have 0 ships left, and so if we do this, whoops. Sometimes it's actually very hard to get hit by these asteroids. Alright, and so now the game automatically restarts. Instead of doing that, we probably need some kind of game over screen. So let's think about how to do that. I can probably just duplicate this, say game over, and let's turn this inactive. So we could probably do, what is this? This is the menu, but this is game over. Okay, that's fine. Is that part of the HUD? That's probably not part of the HUD. So let's delete this, and then we'll have this be called label. Label. So say game over. Probably we'll use like the acid sort of coloration for over, but not for game itself. So we're not going to have this recolor itself, but we'll have this recolor itself. Yeah. What happened? This is the label. This is part, or parts. It's the label itself. All right, and then we can say buttons. So we'll say restart. Accidentally made a cam limiter that locks the cam completely if it hits the border. Oh, that's not that's not exactly what you want to do. Probably want to fix that. I mean, it really tells the player, you know, learn what the bounds are and don't go out of bounds. So I think this would be relatively okay. Yeah, that'd be fine. All right. And this will be main menu, something like that. This will just be main menu. All right. So this is the game over screen. That'll be fine. And then we want to hook these up to something else. So this will be hooked up to, let's say, probably the game manager restart game. Or wait, no. Probably want this on the UI manager. We'll have public void on click restart. And this will probably, I think this will just be the same as main game manager dot restart. Yeah. say on click restart, and then we'll have a public void on click main menu. So with this, whenever we go to the main menu, we'll say that the HUD is no longer active, and that the main menu itself is active. Right. And then we'll probably want some kind of code for cleaning up the game. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look at that. In the Hud Manager, I want to do a couple more things. We want to have a piece of code for showing the score, or for showing the end game screen. So say public void show end game. Then we will create another reference up here where we reference the end game screen. End game. I'll make it so that it just teleports the canvas position a bit back. That could work. Yeah, you just set it to like 0.9% or 95% of whatever the bounds are or something. So say show end game. Then what we will do is we'll say that the end game dot set active is true. So show the end game screen here. And of course, we'll work on adding animations to those things later. But yeah, need to reference the end game screen here. And then in game over, we go into the restart button, and we will reference the UI manager. We'll say on click restart, and then on click main menu. Say on click main menu. All right. Then we can probably bind that to the escape key as well. What's broken? Okay. It's broken because we need to show the actual menu. All right. So click start, player spawns. Okay. Let us die. Or not. Or not. All right, die. And nope. All right. It's actually quite hard to die. All right. Then we die. Okay, we didn't hook up the actual restart stuff. All right. So it's probably in the game manager on asteroid destroyed on player death. So instead of restart game, we're going to say that this is the UI manager dot instance dot show end game. Right. Let's see what we find. All right, so say start. Now we will launch ourselves into this. Then we will launch ourselves into this one, and launch ourselves into that one. All right, so we get game over. And yeah, as I wanted the asteroids to actually appear behind us, I think that's kind of a cool thing to do on the game over screen. And I like that over is just flashing on its own. I think that's fine. And so if we said, oh, this shouldn't say start, this should say restart. So the game over screen does not stop showing itself. All right. So a couple bugs. The first one is that this needs to be labeled restart instead of start. Say restart. Right. Then saw you streaming a bit this morning, percentage guy. Kind of sandbox. Looked like maybe okay. All right, so what we need to do is in on-click main menu. What was the actual issue? It was. I don't remember. Lost my train of thought. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, so in start, do this. Maybe we fixed one. We fixed one thing. All right. So destroy that. Destroy ourselves again. We just need a button to kill ourselves. Okay. So now if we click main menu, Ah, right, the game over menu doesn't turn itself invisible. Right, okay. So what we'll do is we're going to store whichever menu is currently active. So we're going to say protected game object. Let me get rid of this. Nope, not duplicated, get rid of it. I'm going to say protected game object. And we'll say that this is the active menu. And so when we switch to different menus, so let's say we do the end game, we're going to say that the active menu is equal to end game. And we're going to say active menu, we're going to use the question mark here. I didn't know Discord, I didn't know what did you not know that Discord could do? Did I miss something? So we're going to say active menu question mark dot set active, and we're going to set it to false. So whatever the active menu was, we'll set to false. Oh, right, I forgot. Unity components shouldn't use null propagation. All right, that's fine. So say if active menu, then we'll say active menu dot equals false. Let's set active false. So all this will do is this will just, well, actually we'll just create a public void for this. Say hide active menu. Sure. That's what we'll do. Just condense that if statement. So yeah, when we show the end game screen, we want to hide the active menu. And then when we on-click start, we probably want to hide the active menu. Cool, I was a big fan of Gary's mod, first time syncing the playground. So this, okay, that's fine. Then in on-click exit, all right, that's fine. That's all fine. So if they say that we want to hide whatever the active menu is, then they'll say that the menu or the active menu is the actual menu. All right. I tried out beta for a game, and they say go to Discord and join a server and download from there. Expect a download link. But instead the download was managed by Discord, like a full Steam page. Oh, that's really cool. Wow, that's really cool. Huh. I gotta find out if you know how to, if you can find a link for how to do that. I'd love to know how to do that. That'd be really awesome. So in the active menu, this is going to be the actual like main menu. All right, so now this should manage all the things, I think. So if we say start, then we fling ourselves into an asteroid and die, fling ourselves into an asteroid and die, and then we do that again. All right, so game over. We set main menu. Okay, cool. That destroys that. Destroys all the asteroids. Probably a paid service. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. Okay, so if we spawn inside of an asteroid, there's no issue for various reasons, but yeah. We click restart. That doesn't hide itself. Just found out about the whole header thing. Yeah, header is it's a cool command, isn't it? Say on-click restart. We want to hide the active menu. There we go. Not sure if the game is still there if I leave that server, but kind of cool, yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking like if I were to ever set up a Discord server, it would be really cool to have, you know, sort of my own stuff set up that way. That way, if you join a server, you could just get all of the content produced by that, you know, whatever that creator is. That'd be really neat. Good research. Oh yeah. That makes sense that it would be a paid service, actually. You're probably right. Because I mean, then it would be a question of who would host it or something. I mean, even if it's not a paid service, you'd probably still have to pay to host it somewhere. Because I mean, nobody's just gonna let you upload stuff for free. Well, not that much, but what's going on, percentage guy? All right. Come on, I'm trying to actually kill myself. Oh my god. It's crazy how hard it is sometimes. I made the controls for this like a little bit obscure. So the idea is that you can't move, you can't turn and accelerate at the same time, because that makes it too easy. But like just getting hit by an asteroid is actually very hard. All right, so we can go to main menu. All right, all that works. That's good. Very happy with that. Why can't I set transform.position.x even though I can change transform.position by itself? Ah, so you found the fun of properties in C#. Welcome to some fun stuff. So Zaysha can probably explain better than I can, or someone else in the chat can probably explain better than I can. But yeah, you can't set the individual values, and I think it's because transform.position.x, yeah, vectors are structs. Yeah, that's actually because it's a struct. Yeah. Yeah, if you go to position itself. Oh, you're right. Okay, so it is a struct. Or you're right, because it's a struct. Oh, wait, no, wait. Hang on. Oh no, but if you, oh no, you're right. Never mind. I'm wrong. So I had assumed that it was because it was a property, but it's actually not a property. So I had assumed that it was defined like this, but I'm wrong. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Listen to them, they know what they're talking about. I just know that you can't do it. So is it true that any field of any struct you can't change? It's copied by value, so if you do it inline, you're only changing the X and copy, but the set never gets called on the returned copy. So okay, I was right that position is a property, but the actual X value, is it because the position has a get and set value? This is what I'm not. How position returns a copy. Returns a copy of the position vector. That position returns a copy. It does? Huh. That X gets the value of the copy. It returns, that's odd. It returns a copy. I'm trying to think through that. So, oh wait, that's right, because structs are passed, so structs, okay. All right, let me think through this. So really quickly, just I have a question. So if I did public void, let's say, foo, then I pass in a transform. See if I passed in a transform. Just call it transform. Okay, so in this case, so in case 1, this is a class, so it is passed by reference. We would get a reference to this. So if I said t.position is equal to whatever, it would change the transform itself. But if I said vector 3 and then v, then I cannot do, even if I did this would be passed by value. So in case 2, this is passed by value. Therefore, changing this would not be reflected in any other code. They are passed by value instead of by reference. Okay. I think what I just said is correct. But let me know if that's right. And so following that, because transform.position, so because they're passed by reference, that also means that if you get them, they're returned also by reference. Therefore, this is a different object than this is a different vector 3 than what's actually on the transform. So doing var, vector and then whatever, doing vector dot x is equal to 0. This does not change the version that's on the transform itself. This changes the copy. Oh my god. Okay, that makes perfect sense then. Yeah, you can add a ref to pass a vector. Does that actually work? So I bet you, I know there's a reference keyword. Yeah, okay. So it gets passed by value. All right. Thank you for clearing that up. I had known that in the back of my brain. Does ref actually do that? Okay, so ref actually does that. So yeah. Zaysha, could you confirm that this is what that actually does? Because I think you're right. Not with properties, not with get set properties. But I think this works in a method. Like, I think this works the way that it's written here. But yeah, you can pass that way. Okay. So, okay, interesting. Got to think through that. So, is there a way to return? It's like passing a pointer, yeah. So is there a way, if I wanted to return something from a method, is there a way to return a ref? Well, actually, I guess that wouldn't make any sense, would it? No, it wouldn't, because, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. Never mind. Well, actually, so is there any way? So if you have a property, all right. So if I have a class and then I have some attribute that is a vector 3 vector. So is there any way to expose this? Like, is there any way to return? If I wanted to pass this to something else, is there any way to do that without passing a copy? Or no? There's got to be, right? There's got to be a way to pass a reference to that. Or am I crazy? I mean, I guess what you could do. But yeah, is there any way to pass a reference to this vector? That's my current question. Because I'd be. I mean, I guess there's a couple ways. But is there any way to do it with an actual? Is there any nice way to do it? Method with the out keyword. Yeah, that's one of the ways that I was thinking of doing it too. It's because properties are being, yeah, properties are functions. It's wrong to think of properties. Yeah, So the properties are, what was the new question? So the new question is, if I have this vector, let's say I have this vector on this class, right? How do I return this, like, how do I pass this, if I'm trying to think, like, how do I create basically a getter for this that returns, let's say I wanted to say get, right? How do I make this getter actually return not a copy? Like, is there any way to do it? Like, could I do public void, get vector, or public, let's say vector 3, get vector. And then have it return, let's say, vector. Could I just say return ref? No. Could I say, I mean, I assume this doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. Does that work? Dear God, is that how you do that? Is that how you do that? Oh my God. Oh, is this actually? Oh my God, that shouldn't work. If I were designing a language, I would not let it do this. Oh my God. All right, sorry, percentage guy. How do I detect the scroll wheel? Wow, today I learned. I mean, I don't know if this actually does that, but I mean, I guess it does. But percentage guy, How do I detect if the scroll wheel gets moved? So I think it's get input mouse wheel. I think it's get input mouse wheel. I think that's how you do it. Or maybe it's like mouse scroll wheel. It's one of those two. That's what the axis is called. I have never encountered the need for it, I suppose. Well, I mean, there's other ways you could do it too, right? So you could say public void like with vector, and then you could say like an action of, oh god, I can't find it. So using system, probably say like an action with vector3 as the target, let's say do or something, or do with vector. Vector, and then I guess you could, well, no. Actually, can we specify a ref there? No, okay, never mind. Can't do that. Actually, wait, can we? So could we say public void, let's see if we say ref vector3 vector. Could we then say, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess it does make a lot of sense, but it's kind of weird. So let's say var. So var, could we do with vector and then we pass in that? Are we allowed to do that? I don't think so. Huh. Argument must have the ref keyword. Oh, wow. Interesting. So that doesn't work. Cannot convert method group to action. So would we need to do ref to that? Or could we not do that to a ref of that? So you could do something like this. And so that's how you could, I think this would cause it to pass a reference, but I don't actually know. I'd be curious to test if this worked. So this would be sort of your client code, and then you would have this in your own class, and that way you could do something with, do something like that. Yeah. So today I learned that's really weird. All right, and I completely forgot what we were doing, but it's fine. All right, so let's see what else we need. So we have start, we have scroll, we have settings, all that. So percentage guy did that. Did you figure out the mouse scrolling or no? Because I think what I said is right. I think it's either mouse scroll wheel or something like that. Okay, so we have all of this working whenever we die. All of that works. Oh yeah, we need a settings screen and a score screen. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, mouse delta. Oh, okay. Wait, mouse delta is the scroll wheel? Oh, mouse scroll delta. Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool. That would have been super effective. For some other games that I was doing. I will do orthographic size is equal to orthographic size. So you can use, so percentage guy, you can actually combine plus, you can combine, so if you have like A is equal to A plus B, you can just do A plus equal to B. It's a bind version of that. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Well, actually, the orthographic size, oh no, you're right, that'll work. What you probably want to do, yeah, percentage guy, you can do this. It's much better than having to type out A every single time. Yeah, that's one of the things that I was not happy about with Lua is they don't have plus equals. I didn't like Python for it either. Oh wait, no, Python... Does Python have plus equals? I can't remember. I know they're missing plus plus, but I don't know if they have plus equals. But I was really not happy to find out that Lua didn't have it. But Lua is still a pretty good language. So we need a settings menu. Yes, that's what we need. All right, so let us... How are we going to do the settings? I know I promised that we are going to do a lot of fun stuff in the settings menu, though. So let's see. Let's just duplicate menu itself. Then we'll have the speed settings. So in settings, you're going to be able to control all of the crazy stuff. Like all the crazy, what are they? Like different things, like how fast it changes colors and all that. So we will say sliders. And then the actual title will be settings. Settings, and this will actually have the color change that we like. All right, so for sliders, we need to actually make the sort of slider kind of code here. How are we actually going to do this? So we have the UI, we have a slider, all right. And of course, the handle itself is going to have to change colors. That'll just have to be a thing that we do. So the handle itself, handle and slide area. All right. Then there's the fill. So the fill will also probably have the neon sort of color change. So this background, we're going to set that to be flat. Also, the handle itself is going to be set to flat. And then we'll say that the width is probably like maybe 10 or something. And this will have the color copy image, yes. And then I think the fill area will also have it. So this will be the color copy image. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's too good. That's too good. Oh, I love it. Tell me what you guys think. I think that's amazing. Oh, that's so good. It's very hard to operate, though, but I love it. All right. The left, I think, can be at 0, and that can be at 0. All right, so I actually have to do plus equal to minus. You can do minus equals as well. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite... Something needs to be changed, but I don't know what. I'm not really sure how to sort all this out, so I guess the width is just going to have to remain... Actually, that's fine. What is... I'm trying to figure out what's not sized correctly. So with the fill area itself, the actual fill, if we set the width to 0, then does this work? Whoops. No. Why does this work at 10? It doesn't. Say it's at 10, it doesn't. Okay. So something doesn't work. So do these need to be at 5 and 5? So we need like half of the handle size. It is very hard to operate this. Oh boy. Yeah, that's hard to operate. I don't know why though. But okay, yeah, this works now. So what we'll do is we'll have the fill area. Looking for the actual height here. Say the height is 10. No, the height is probably 5. Handle is... Why is this scaled like that? Handle, it fits the size of the slider. I think it, yeah, I think because of lens distortion. Yeah, I think you're right. So the height should be, so say 10, and then the width is maybe 5. No, the width definitely has to be, whoa, that's not right. That should be at 0. So the width is 10, and then the height is like 20. So how easy is that to operate? It's too big, but yeah, I kind of like that. So say that's the handle, maybe the background, maybe the slider is like 7. And the handle itself is, I don't know, -5 and -5. Jesus, I have too many parameters. Yeah, it's that feeling, isn't there? Sure you have too many parameters? Like, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a weird thing for Discord to do. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your level bounds, one thing you can do is you can store that as a vector too, and then you can store like the center of it or something. And so what that'll do, that's how I do it with the, where is it? That's how I do it with the teleport at edge, I think. Is it stores dimensions? Yeah. So we store dimensions here as a vector 2. And then what we do in the game manager is you just get this 8.9 by 5.2. So the camera is centered. So if the player ever goes like above 8 or past 8.9 over here or minus 8.9, then it just warps them around. You could do a similar thing if you wanted. But yeah, that's quite a few parameters. Okay, so this will be very hard to operate, but it will work. So we have that. This will be one of the sliders. We need to give it a title or a label. And then, yeah, maybe a value as well. So this will be a setting. We'll say slider. Let's grab the title. We'll grab the droids part. Grab the uncolored bit. Also need to increase zoom sensitivity based on how, yeah. So I need to limit zooming. Yeah, you do. So we will create a empty parent, and then we'll set the width and height as 0. And this will be a, say this is a template. And we'll add a part for droids. Who knew a Cinemax free game would take so long to make? Yeah, it always takes longer than you expect. And I don't know, that's just sort of a universal axiom of programming, is it took longer than I expected. Say 20. I mean, I've been working on asteroids for what, a week? So, you know, things take time, I guess. So let's align that there. No, let's align that there. Yeah. So this will be, now I have plus equal to minus input times zoom sensitivity times the orthographic size. Okay. That's probably fair. You can also compute some of those like as intermediate things as well. Why is there, oh, interesting, okay. So this will be, what is this gonna be? So we'll have like the color change speed. Just acid as a setting. It's just the setting. I like that. We'll just have acid as the setting. That's fair. All right, and then this will be the value. So maybe, you know, we'll have like 100 or something. All right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, perfect. As yep. I think that's a great name for that setting. All right. And so that will control the, what is it? Probably the like speed at which the colors change or something. Because there's a lot of things that we have to hook sliders up to. Yeah, so we'll have a value here, and as soon as I can actually mess with it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh my god, it is impossible to grab that slider. I'll have to increase like the bounding box for it or something. What I'll do is for the handle, because there's this sprite, next setting is LSD. Yeah, basically. Alright, so this is the handle. What I want to do... So one thing I don't remember is if sprites... I think sprites, if they... What is it? If they are... If they're invisible, I think they still have their set, like their raycast target ability. But I don't know how... I don't know how the slider code actually works. Does it look for an object called handle? Or does it... How does the slider code actually work? I actually don't know that. Let's find out. So this is the handle rect. Where does this come from? What does it actually do? Also, perhaps a disclaimer, yeah. We're definitely gonna need some kind of like seizure warning. Oh yeah, don't do drugs. Well, that too, but don't do illegal drugs. Anchorman, Anchormax. Just play acid drugs. Well, that's why we're creating this, right? We're creating it so that people can get the experience of playing asteroids on acid without actually having to do the acid. It's actually much safer, right? It's a service to society. At least that's how I'm justifying it. So let's set this to be, let's say, invisible. So make the handle area much larger, and we'll set it to a raycast target, and then we can remove this here. And let's just duplicate this. Stay in drugs, eat your school, don't do vegetables. Well said. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's great. Alright, set this to an absolute size, the width of 20. Something like that, alright. I think this will be better. Yeah, there we go. It is much easier to grab that now. Okay, wow, yeah, that was really hard to grab before. That's funny. Alright, but yeah, I love how this is working. We just need to get the actual slider part hooked up, but that's fine. Alright. So let's pull this over a little bit. Oops. Let's pull the whole thing over just a little bit. Alright, it's considered not. Alright. Well, put that there. Alright, so let me investigate what this is actually going to take. So what we probably want is we probably want to change the distortion scale. And maybe we want to change the distortion speed as well. So, percentage guy, I think that's like, isn't that like the battle cry of programmers? I screwed something up. Zoomed out into the next universe. So, is the next universe doing any better than we're doing? I'm curious if anyone else is doing better than we're doing. Be good to know, right? Okay. So to hook all this up, it's probably not going to be that hard. So there's the duration. And where's the actual duration referenced here? Wait a minute, is duration never referenced? Okay. I somehow inverted the if statements. Ah, okay. That's very common with if then else logic, is that it gets inverted. All right, so I'm just sort of taking stock of the stuff that we need to change. I'm looking for where the color lerp actually happens. Did if zoom limit? Yeah, okay. If it's greater than instead of less than. So this is the target color. Oh, so we do use duration right here. And where do we actually compute this? Oh, okay, so we set the new lerp target. Ah, okay. So this is where we set the duration. So what we can do is we can set a duration, we can create like a duration scale. All right. So first off, we'll just set up the duration scale. So this is the acid speed. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This is the acid speed. All right. This will be a public float. Yeah. Acid speed. This will just be at 1.0 to begin with. All right, so in the options, I'll go zoom sensitivity, warning, sensitive. You can also add a speed as well. So in the slider, I don't know, so this is on value changed. I think is Unity able to work with auto properties this way? Let's actually check that out. That would be good to know if Unity is able to detect auto properties through it's my feeling exactly right now. What am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing, percentage guy? Oh my god, it can. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, why am I zoom in plus equal to... Yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking? Alright. So if I did that right, that's so cool if that worked the way that I think that it does. Alright, also, warning. Warning, this might actually, if you have a seizure, seizure warning, this might actually cause some issues. I don't know, we're messing with this. Huh. Oh, okay, right, so this is... That's settings, so this is from 0 to 1, right? So is there a way that I can set the min and the max value for this slider? Min value is 0, okay. Min value will be 1, and then the top value will be, I don't know, 10? Plus equal to biting you. Alright, so this is at 1. This is... Why is this not setting any of this stuff? Duration scale is at 0.25. But the acid speed is at 10. Oh, that's the length. Whoops. That's not what we want. Divided by the acid speed. There we go. So I guess what we can do is we can say that the slider is normal. 2 new parameters, zoom limit in, zoom limit out. Let's see if you can get up to 100 parameters by the end of the stream. That's my challenge to you. Can you get up to 100 parameters by the end of the stream? So we'll say that the minimum is at 0.1, but the maximum we'll say is at like 10. So something like that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you really want to set it to like 0.1 and make it super mellow, you can. Does it not work anymore? No, it does. Oh, okay, I know the problem. All right. It's too sensitive though, that's the problem. But I don't know how to make it, like the value go, I don't know how to make the value very high without making it super low as well. Or without making like the super low end super sensitive. I mean, I guess it could be some kind of proxy value. So we can say between 0 and 1, but what it actually is it's like 1 plus, it's like 1 plus that, trying to think. It's that, because we want halfway to be like times 10 or something. So 20 times that. That way at 0.5 it'll be at 10, which is actually not what we want. But no. It's not at 1, because I don't want that. At 0.5 I want it to be at 1. That's what I know. So try to work out the math of this. What's going on, percentage guy? All right, so what we'll do is we'll just leave it as it is, and we'll just set the slider to be between between 0.5 and 5. Because I think it's at a reasonable level right now. The if statement was inverted. Yeah, no, it was actually correct. So you and past version of yourself disagree. Whole numbers. Interesting. So I'm trying to think of how this gets displayed. So on the value changed, what we also want to do, so I want to say that the value is done here. Float alpha, no. We just want to say, is there any way to feed this directly in and also format it? That's probably asking too much, right? So we can set the string text. Oh, but we actually, wait, what? There's no way to actually feed that directly in, is there? That's annoying. All right, fine. We'll create a component for it. Say a new item, say a value display component. Maybe we can do some cool things with this, but what we'll do is we'll have a, using TM Pro, and we will say protected TMP text. This will be serialized field, and this will be the value, or it's just be the text. What we can say is public void set value, and we'll have a float, and this will be the value. Then what I'll even do is I'll have a protected string for formatting. A protected string format. This will be underscore text. Right. So all we'll do is we'll say, whoops, say text dot text is equal to a value dot toString, and then we'll pass in the format. You got it finally? So my sound like a mathematician. So what you can do, percentage guy, you can use. So what you can do is you can use mathf.lerp. And what you can do is you can say like var, you can say like camera.orthographic size is equal to mathf.lerp, and then you can have it lerp between like the min and then the max, and then you can say like your scroll current. And so each frame, what you do is you would say like scroll current plus equal to the scroll speed times the input get mouse button, or not get mouse, input get axis, what is it, mouse scroll wheel. And then what you could do is you could say that scroll current is equal to mathf dot not repeat but clamp. You could say clamp the scroll current between the min and the max, or sorry, between 0 and 1. So you could do something like this. What you do is you basically get how much the user scrolls the mouse. This is your scroll speed. And then you say clamp this between 0 and 1. So the idea is that mathf.lerp will take, like, this is a percentage between 0 and 1. And so this will just compute the distance between the min and the max. That way your scrolling is constant, and you always know where your scrolling is. And that way the player can't do too much or too little. So something like that. But we can format this now. So what I can do is I can say value component. It just melted your brain. Sorry. Alright, so 0, 0, 0. No. Probably want 0.0. Probably something like that. Probably something like that. Yeah, I think something like that. It's probably fine. If this doesn't display the value, of course. So say this is 0.0. Or no. 0.0. I mean, I hope it made sense. Like, if it didn't make sense, tell me, and I can. If you want me to re-explain it, I can. It's not super crazy. At least I hope it's not. So set value. Let's try this. So this isn't at 0. It starts at 1. All right. Lowest still goes at 0.5. You can say 1.2. Awesome. All right. So that will change the color settings. Yeah. So this is the acid. I was originally going to do this dynamically, but I'm not. Zooming out works, and that's all I care about. Ah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a fair way to think about it, is it just works and who cares. And how do I get the current cursor position? Input.mouse position. It's like input.mouse position, that'll get it, I think it's like a percentage of the screen. So you need to do stuff like camera.main.screen to world point, and then you pass in like input.mouse position. And that should give you like a vector 2 that's the point on the screen, or sorry, vector 3 that's the point in the world the mouse is pointing to. Okay, so we have the acid, that's good. Then what we will have as well is we also want some other things. Duration, that's the acid speed, yeah. Something else that I wanted. We could set like the speed of the game. I actually like that idea. We could just set the game speed. Alright, I'll do that. That'll just set the time scale basically. So we can do, we can say public, no, it wouldn't be this, it would be Public float. Here comes the non-fun, have to make the UI. Yeah. So this will be the speed. So in get, we just return time dot time scale. Then in set, we will say time dot time scale equals value. Yeah, all right. So we'll just mess with the time scale and we'll have a speed thing that does that. All right. Say 30, yeah, this is the speed. And this will affect the game. So we'll say between, oh, you can just go from 0.5 to 5. Yeah, actually that'll be fine. That'd be perfect. All right. Because the cool thing is that this will also cause the acid rate to speed up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's so cool. This will cause it to slow down. Oh, that's cool. That way, if you want to play the game on like 3 times speed, you can totally do that. It's actually grown on me. Quite like Unity's UI system. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's better. Unity's UI system is better than a lot of other UI systems out there. Plus, I'm really excited. Never get the canvas scaling right. So a quick way to do canvas scaling, at least the way that I do it, and Zaysha might have a better way to do it, but the way that I do it is I always set it to scale with screen size, and I just set the reference resolution to 1920 by 1080, and I think that usually gets you the right result, but I might be wrong. Yeah, if Zaysha has a better way to do it, then I would listen to Zaysha. I think she knows more than I do. Or, yeah. Whoa, hang on. Okay, so HSV to RGB. So invoke, restore life, start count, right. What else did we need? That's a good way to do it, okay. Oh yeah, the distortion scale, that was the other thing too. Acid and LSD, yes, that'll be the LSD. So it'll be, so we can change the LSD to this. So this will be the LSD speed, or I'll say LSD scale. All right, do something like that, because that'll change the distortion scale, and then sure, we can multiply by that. So in Drive, they don't explain it well anywhere. If you want something to work that's dynamic, it's a bit hard and hard to learn. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, doing the dynamic stuff. Like, the dynamic stuff in Unity, like, really pays off. So what results are you getting, percentage guy? Like, the dynamic stuff, it really pays off, but it's really hard to do. The scale ain't good. Not sure what that means. I mean, you will have to rescale the UI elements, but that's about it. Alright, so this should change the distortion. So we're going to have it like that. Oh, okay. So we have acid, we have LSD. And then what should the actual LSD scaling be? Actually, wait, did I ever change the speed? I don't know that I ever did. No, I didn't. Okay. That changes the speed. Alright. It's 1 for 1. Yeah, I mean, it's big in this... if that's what you're talking about. It's normal, it's 1 pixel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the canvas, for whatever reason, is just massive in the scene. I think... I mean, I know why they do it, it just feels weird. So this is the LSD scale. And of course, this is going to become impossible to work with, but, you know, This particular one, I think we can set to 0 though. I think we can allow that to go to 0. Yeah, all right, let's check this out. So the speed, this should increase, yeah, this increases everything. That's what we want. All right, the actual LSD. This increases the, jeez, that gets impossible to work with. Oh my god, that's, jeez. Good luck. Good luck even fixing the UI. Oh, that's amazing. In a prefab, yeah, that's true. Keeping the canvas in the prefab is generally a good idea. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Like you can, it's not many games where you can just break the game on the main menu itself. So what speed does is it changes the time scale. So like everything changes. Oh god, I can't fix it. 100 times multiplier, like just a checkbox. So this one, what it does is it changes the amount of distortion, but you can have the distortion happen super slow. Like, so see, it changes the magnitude of the distortion, but also a little bit of the speed, but you can have it be super slow. Or you can have it be nothing. So if someone wants to turn that off, they can. They're just no fun, but you know. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god, I love that. So you could just make it like a really boring game of asteroids, but you know. Alright, I love it. Alright, let's just play with those as the settings for now. And we'll mess with stuff a little bit later. So in menu, we'll grab, let's see, game over, we'll grab the buttons. All right, and we'll put this here. Yeah, I'm just tempted to play this at like half speed just to see what it's like. So this will be back. And basically this will be fun for the whole family, yeah, basically. So this is on-click main menu. And we don't want to mess with that, we want to mess with this. And let's see, back. Alright. So I think this does what we need it to do. So we have settings here, we'll deactivate that. That actually needs to be in here. Alright, so deactivate this, and then in the on-click settings button, or on-click settings thing, you need to store a reference to settings. So yeah, finally, now that we have the settings, I'm happy to do like a WebGL build, and so I'll do that and publish it later today. That way everyone can burn their eyes out with me. This will be hide active menu. Actually, I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to say menu. No, I think it's main, actually. I don't remember. It's probably main.setActive. If false, and then settings.setActive true. And we need to create a version for the main here as well. All right. And then we can say that the active menu is settings. All right, I think this will work once we hook everything up. All right. This is menu. This actually needs to be in here. And let's see, okay. So in main, we have this. In main, we have that. And in settings, we have that. All right. Let's see what happens. Of course, I have to activate the actual menu. It's not going to work. All right, so we can click settings, and now the settings appear. Let's change the speed to 0.5, change the LSD to a little bit more. Just have the game go a little bit crazy and sure, increase the acid speed so it's normal. Of course, I didn't hide the actual, wait. Why did the title not get, oh, the title's not part of the main menu. All right, we can fix that. We click back. That didn't set, so actually the title's part of the main menu. And, damn it. All right, fine. So create a, oops, create a parent, buttons, main, AV something, I don't know. Where did the title go? Also, where'd the buttons? There's the buttons. Where'd the title go? Why is the title over there? Sure. My favorite. Yeah, I mean, it was a popular game in the 80s, you know, AV settings droids. Very popular. Had a very cult following. This needs to be set to main. Yeah. Alright, so that should work, but I don't know what happened otherwise. Okay, so settings, that changes to settings. Now back. I don't know why that didn't set the main menu itself active. So we hide the active menu, that should hide the active settings. It should say main.setActive true. Yeah, something like that. All right. So now we have settings. Now we can change the speed to very low. I just want to play this on like super slow, but with very hard to control LSD. Then yeah, putting acid at 2.0 makes it normal. Click that, and we click start. All right, so yeah, now we're playing at like half speed. Oh, that's cool. Oh boy. That is nigh unto impossible to control. Oh my god. No. Oh my god, that's great. I love it. Oh, it's more fun than it should be. I mean, there's no way to get back to the main menu other than to die, but still. That's hilarious. Alright. Yeah, what I'll do is we will put in like an exit, like escape sort of menu, and then we will do, then I'll call it, and we will do, oh yeah, you can make more bullets. Yeah, you're right, I can. I need to fix that. That's actually kind of a bug. Should limit the frame rate. Well, I mean, you can't. I should limit how many bullets the player can shoot per second. Yeah, actually, what I'll do. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is probably good enough for a WebGL build. It would be nice to be able to die, though. That would make it easier. Score doesn't work. So settings. We could actually double the speed of the game. I'm sure that's fair. Perhaps have a mushroom slider in the asteroids turned into different objects. Now there's an idea. Oh my god, playing this on double speed. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's amazing. Playing asteroids at double speed. That is really hard. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing. Alright. Alright. So alright, so yeah, I'm gonna call the stream here and I'll do a WebGL build. It's gonna take quite a while to actually get that done. Because just WebGL takes forever to build. And then also what is it? itch.io. I have to mess with itch.io a little bit. But what I'll do is I'll create the itch.io page right now. And I'll link it in the chat. just that you guys can check it if you want to play it. Let me actually figure out how to do this. Creating the classic experience of asteroids. While doing acid. Sure. Just like the classic experience. As it was originally played. As it was. Alright, should limit the fire rate. Yeah, I agree. Let me post the message again. Yeah, I agree. We should limit the fire rate. There should be like a minimum delay between fire. I agree. And it should be click to hold. Or hold to fire. Alright. And we will make this, sure, this is technically a shooter. It will be public. We'll make it a draft. We can edit. Would I use game object when referencing a prefab? Yeah. You would. Where is... There it is. We can set it to public. We can also say that it's... I'm trying to find the in progress thing. In development. Yeah, sure. So we can save. So now I view page. Alright. So that's the page. So I don't have anything uploaded to it, but what I'll do is later today I'll upload to that page whenever the WebGL build is done, and then I'll also upload like a executable build to it. But yeah. So just to double answer your question, percentage guy, if you, where do we do this? So if you're watching in the game manager, we reference this spawn indicator, and that's a prefab. And so in our actual game manager, where it might it be? It's this game object. You can also reference any kind of component you want as well. And you can, as long as the prefab has the component, it'll reference that as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for the, of course, WebGL build of this, and also the downloadable. So I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching.